Good morning. This is Monday, the 13th of April, 2020, the fifth week of our social isolation. When I open God's Word, so often I find just exactly what I need. That's what I think is so amazing about studying and reading and memorizing and meditating upon God's Word is that it is timeless in its impact upon our lives. This week, our verse is found in the book of James, and chapter 1, verses 4 and 5. It's a follow-up from what we were looking at last week. And it really addresses the topic of wisdom and the getting of wisdom. That's something I think we all need today. Lord, what do I think about all of this? What do I say? How do I respond to what is going on around me? We have those questions. And James really addresses this when he challenges us. We look back to the context of what he's saying to people who are harassed, they're challenged, they're tested, they're tried, they're going through great difficulties. And he told them to count it joy, consider it joy, because God is working in you. And he is working to bring you to maturity and to change your life. But then he goes on to challenge us about asking for wisdom when we need wisdom on knowing how to do this. Let's read these two verses, James 1, 4 and 5. It says, "And let endurance have its full effect, so that you may be mature and complete, lacking nothing. Now, if any of you lack wisdom, he should ask God, who gives to all generously and ungrudgingly, and it will be given to him." When you don't know what to say, you don't know what to do, you don't know what to think, you can go to God and ask him for wisdom, and he says, I will give it to you. What part does wisdom play in our lives? Well, when you look at the book of Proverbs, it talks about knowledge. Knowledge is understanding facts as we see them. You can get knowledge from observing what's around you, reading books, watching television, listening to other people. That's knowledge. Wisdom is the ability to take that knowledge and rightly apply it to a current life situation, be able to gather all that you know and to be able to put it into use. And then I think understanding is when you've experienced that. You've had the knowledge, you've applied the wisdom, now you're able to look back and understand how that all worked. But this is what we need to do, is to be asking God for wisdom, because where does it come from? All wisdom comes from above. It comes from our Father. And he tells us this, that he wants us to ask him. And he's not going to hold back. He's not going to be bothered by our asking. And he will answer us with giving us wisdom. So when I think about the various trials that we're going through right now, as a nation, as a country, as a community, trials of health, jobs being lost, and school, and where everything in the world is in an upheaval, we ask, Lord, what do I think about this? What do I say? How do I respond? God's not worried, and he knows exactly what to do. So you can count it joy, and you can ask for wisdom, and God will promise, as he's promised, lead you through to that blessing. I hope that you'll think about these verses this week, our verses of the week, and constantly be asking God for wisdom for your life. God bless you. Have a great week.